Hello and welcome to the 2016 Travelers Curling Club Championships from Kelowna, British Columbia at the Kelowna Curling Club. My name is Tyler Jager. I'm joined here with Wiley Eden.
Hello, Tyler. It's a pleasure to be here today. This shapes out to be a key game here today for both teams. BC coming in at 1-1 and Yukon coming in at 0-1. Excuse me.
Yeah, Yukon played their first game this morning after a bye in the first round yesterday. Lost a very close game, so they'll be looking to even up their record at 1-1. While BC won their game yesterday and lost this morning, they'll be looking to get back onto a winning record. So we also have another game that we are broadcasting here on the ladies' side. If you were looking for the ladies' game, it is between New Brunswick and Nunavut. But we hope you stay with us and watch this great game here between BC and Yukon.
Sorry, Sean was here. Oh, is that right?
So, Tyler, for those of us that aren't too initiated with the Travelers Curling Club Championships, perhaps you can give us a little bit of background on what it's all about and the culture. Sorry.
So the Travelers Curling Club Championships is meant for everyday regular curlers from their home curling club. The curlers must curl together in a regular sanctioned league in their club, and they can't have qualified for a provincial championship in men's, ladies, seniors, or junior curling in the previous year. So these are curlers that you would curl against regularly in your regular men's league at your club, but they're competitive curlers. You will see some very good curling out here. They're just not those guys that play on the tour and go to the Olympics.
I see. So this is a sort of movement that maybe is long overdue in curling.
I think so, especially since the start of curling being at the Olympics, where you've seen a little bit more of a professionalization of the sport. This brings it back to what curling has been for many, many years.
I see. So it looks like Team Yukon elected to put their first rock at the top of the 8-foot, and Ron Schmidt here is things going.
Yeah, yesterday's game for BC, there was a lot of rocks in play, so I expect them to go on the offense here early.
Yukon throwing up probably throwing up a center guard here, it looks like. Going to force a play as well, which should be a barn burner here. Looks a little hot here.
So the ice here is running very quick. You're around 14 and a half seconds after the practice. And although it has straightened up from the practice that the curlers had on Sunday, they're still getting about 5 feet of curl.
Normal. Right in the crotch.
Schmidt here playing a little bit of a hit and roll, trying to get some separation.
It's right up the spade now.
Darren Richards with attempting the double takeout.
Whoa! Whoa! Yeah! Hard!
He's got it with a nice little roll. Might roll too far. Pretty good shot with a result a little unlucky there, Tyler.
Yeah, just very good. Cleaned up the house here, and it looks like Yukon's going to throw up a center guard. All of these curlers are using the new curling brush fabric. If you watched curling on TV last year, you saw a lot of new sweeping techniques and a lot of science coming into curling. And so this year, new fabric on the brooms that all of these teams are using to try and level out the playing field. Gotta go.
Second Tyler Williamson here with the a mid-level guard. Pretty well placed stone there.
So the BC team from the Comox Valley Curling Club qualified for this event by going undefeated at the BC Provincials. Unfortunately, since our team was playing against them, they showed us how good of curlers they are.
Was it a close game at least, Tyler?
It was a close game. Wiley, I believe you have a connection with this team as well from your past.
I did once upon a time play with Ron and Norm back on the island in Comox. I lasted for about a month until they saw my out turn. And, here we are.
Well, we're seeing a good outturn here. Very good come around to the top four.
This is an interesting decision here by Yukon, going to go in and freeze on top of this. They could run that guard back, but they're electing to mix it up big time here.
With the amount of curl that some of these teams have seen, the run backs have been very difficult. So it's a definitely makeable shot, but maybe they're playing to their strength here with this one. There really is a lot of movement at the end if you can throw the right weight.
This looks like it's going to be in a pretty decent spot if they can just finish it a little bit here. Just a little bit short there.
So BC sitting one behind two Yukon center guards. Those guards are definitely usable for Yukon, and BC will try and... Looks like they're calling out plan A, B, and C here to see what they can come up with.
Now this shot looks like there's a lot of room between these two guards, but the way it looks to be curling, it's a little tighter than it looks.
Norm Court and Darren Richard haven't laid a brush to it yet, now having a look at it.
At the end, Norm, at the end.
Curling in there nicely. Very nice shot. Putting the pressure on Yukon early here.
You can see Norm Coate sweeping that rock at the very end. It's back to the science of sweeping that we saw last year. Trying to make that rock curl a little bit more by sweeping it in the direction that they want it to move.
Perfect.
Team Yukon going back to the draw. They're sticking with it, Tyler.
One good draw could get them out of this end here.
Hard for line. Hard for the tap.
Looks like they're going to try and tap this stone back now.
I got it.
It's got good line. Good shot. Gives them something to work with here.
Yeah, pretty good result there, getting second stone.
Leaves Ron with a bit of a decision here on what to do next.
I don't mind that.
I like that.
He's going to try and feather his yellow stone at the top of the 4-foot back onto the button here.
A very difficult shot, but this is really his best opportunity to sit two right now.
I like it.
Third Norm Coate with the in-turn tap attempt.
Yep. Yep, we're waiting. Yep.
Swept by Darren Richards and Craig Burns.
Hard, boys. Hard. 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 Just got top. Hard. Hard. Hard, 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 hard.
Just a little bit short, but still in a good spot for
Pretty good.
perhaps Ron to use later in the end.
It's loud out here.
Skip Pat Pazlowski here. He's just continuing to stick with his game plan and draw one in there. And you know, at the very least, he's going to put some pressure on. Maybe get the force here.
Yeah, you heard one of the curlers there talk about how loud it is out on the ice. The Kelowna Curling Club is one of the largest curling clubs in the world. It's a 12-sheeter, and it does get very, very loud out there when you have a full sheet of 12 or 24 teams out there. Teams, I've seen a lot of them try to adapt already to use hand signals where they can. You certainly cannot yell down to your other curler to give them any strategy advice.
I think they're lined up.
You know, one result of that shot there is that he may have lined up that red rock for a jam or a straight back there. So Ron's got to have to do something. He's going to come around, corner bury it, or he's going to have to put a higher guard up, try and take that away.
Yeah, they're certainly concerned about it.
It looks pretty well lined up if you catch a little drag on it, I'd say.
So, Wiley, do you like going in around this one here or throwing the guard on top of it?
I think they probably got the guard's probably the easier shot. If you rub it a little bit going by, you might even line it up a little bit better.
You want to play it? You want to play it?
We'll see what Ron does here. He's an experienced curler, been playing for many, many years.
I think now they're looking at if they can hit it correctly, they might be able to get rid of the red stone, but
Yes, hit it just high side.
It's already first end. Yeah.
Move him around. That's good. We got
It's
some
a busy
An
house.
interesting call, for sure.
it would be a great opportunity to sit buried, but I think that's what they called, was to run this back and see if they can get the red out of there.
Come this way at
It
it.
must be pretty close together. They must be looking for a little bit of drag effect here. Hope that rock goes straight back and not on the angle that it looks like it may go back on the TV camera at home. He's going to want to hit it on the early side.
Big weight here from Norncote.
Yeah.
Looks like they think it's pretty good. They're just cleaning it here.
Hard.
Actually, pretty good
Hard.
result on that shot. To lie 2 with third shot.
Yeah, that turned out well for them. It does open up their shot stone.
Kozlowski rink here has an opportunity for a little hit and roll in and put the pressure right
And sit there.
back on top of the Schmidt team.
Team Yukon from the Whitehorse Curling Club, probably enjoying the weather that we're having in Kelowna right now. It's been sunny since they arrived. We have not seen any snow yet here in the beautiful Okanagan Valley. BC with the hammer in this end, sitting 2.
My communication.
Roll.
Pat attempting a hit and roll.
It's like a nice control weight here. He might have an opportunity to make this roll. Looks close. He's got a great shot.
Very good shot.
Great shot to lie. Looks like it could lie 2 there.
I think he does
That's
lie
an eagle
too.
eye. Doesn't leave a lot of options for Schmidt here. He's going to have to try and get in there and cut it down a little bit unless he plays that run back that third Norm is advocating here.
Ideal.
This BC team has played together for about 10 years. Norm and Ron have curled together much longer. They say longer than they've been with their wives. So they know each other very well. So first skip stone here for BC.
There's a chance to lie 3 here if he hits it right. Looks to be hanging on him a little bit here.
Watch the roll.
It's going to definitely open it up at the very least.
Hi, on the yellow.
That might hang around and cause a little problems going forward here.
It does make it a little bit interesting. Yukon now sitting 2, but BC with 3 yellows in the house. And it's decision time for Yukon. What are the options here, Wiley?
Well, it's a tough spot to be in. You got to throw a perfect guard. Otherwise, you might get an opportunity for a double to score a bundle. Or you could maybe play a hit and roll off of the top yellow one. Maybe hope to catch a double on the way by. Cut down Schmidt's opportunities to score. It's a, either one is perfectly acceptable. It just depends on what the skip feels more comfortable with. And it looks like he's going to throw the intern guard here, if I'm not mistaken.
Guards have been a little bit tricky this week because it curls so much at the end, but these curlers have been on the ice now for a couple games.
If Red's flying 2 here, you don't have to make a necessarily perfect guard. You just have to guard some of that rock on the forefoot. And at the very least, you'll force Schmidt into taking a single point and get the hammer back for the next end. Big shot, though, here in the first end already.
90.
Kozlowski just resetting here and trying to get more information from his front end about what it's doing, if they got any good times for him or not. He's ready to go here now.
Final stone for Yukon, trying to throw a guard on his own 2 in the house.
Whoa. Okay, weight's good.
Sweepers confirming that they like the weight.
3-4.
Whoa, it's going to overcurl.
Oh.
It's going to overcurl.
Oh.
It's going to overcurl.
Looks to be a pretty good, well-placed guard here. Hoping that it doesn't slip into the rings. Perfect shot. Really nice, well-placed rock. Schmidt's got two options here. You can play the run back and try and score a bundle, or you can draw the button and bail out and live to fight another day.
It looks like he's going to throw the draw. Even though it's the first end, they would have thrown stones here in practice.
Right to the
He does have the entire button here to draw to, but always in that first end, Tyler, it's a little more difficult. You haven't got into the flow of the game yet. It's tough to be drawn against 2, looks like, this early on.
Yeah, he needs a good chunk of the button. So this will end up in the hands of Darren Richards and Craig Burns to put the rock right where BC needs it.
I like it.
Doing some light brushing here. They think it's okay.
As the rock starts to curl here, it tends to die and slow down.
I think it looks like they got to go on this to get her there.
Really sweeping hard into the house here.
Just a little short, but it looks like they cut that back red one out for sure. Looks like a single steal here for Yukon.
Yeah, so Yukon will take a 1-point lead after the first end. BC will retain hammer.
That was a well curled end there, Tyler. Lots of interesting options for both teams, and looks like the strategy that Yukon employed by sticking with that draw paid off.
Yeah, they a bunch of draws, but then it really was that the double takeout that they made that turned that end around and set up the steal.
Yeah, really nice hit and roll there by Kozlowski. Put the pressure on Schmidt. Lead Trent. Your catch here with the delivery. Get the end number 2 started here for us.
And Yukon back on the offensive, calling a center guard.
Another well-placed rock. Just to get the end started. And Schmidt's going to go right behind that.
This event again, the 2016 Travelers Curling Cup Championships, brought to you by Travelers Canada.
Lead Darren Richards here. Looks to be a little hot, but we'll see if some of the pace can come off here when the rock starts to break.
Back to the heavy.
That one's just going to slide through there. Leaves a good opportunity for Yukon to get a rock in there on the top of the forefoot.
You can see there behind the sheet, these games are timed. They use the thinking time. And each team gets 30 minutes plus 2 timeouts. And typically each team will have someone on the team that will watch that time and make sure that they're keeping with the right pace. It's a little bit different. Most curling clubs do not have time clocks. So teams that haven't been at an event like this before, it's quite an adjustment to work with the time.
Looks like another terrific shot here.
Well played in by Trent.
Schmidt's going to try and jiggle that around a little bit. And have lead Darren Richards just throw back 4 foot weight and move it out into the open.
Oh.
It curls that much, eh?
It does, but something's gone wrong here.
This one's picked up by air, it looks like.
Now I really want to swear.
Let it go across the line first.
I don't recommend it, Ron.
That one picked up a legitimate hair, not like the ones that I seem to call out.
Yeah. So mine. Sometimes on my out turns, I pick up things right away.
It's a little known fact that 90% of all missed shots are a result of picking up a hair.
Yes. Well,
especially on our team, right?
That's right.
93. What do you think?
So a good opportunity for Yukon to really put the pressure on here after stealing one in the first.
Okay, we're all right. I'm good. We're bumping. Whoa.
This one looks to be pretty good too here if it just puts the brakes on a bit. It's going to bounce on by though, it looks like.
Okay, Craig, clean it up. Here we go.
Schmidt's seen enough. He's going to deal with that top guard, open it up a little bit, give himself a shot here later in the end. Doesn't want too much junk left out front.
I think that's a good call. Things just haven't set up for them this end. It's time to bail early. Mm-hmm. They might still be able to generate some offense with those rocks on the house.
Yeah, pretty hard.
This one looks like a nose hit here.
Oh, boy.
Not bad. It does roll to cover the edge of the forefoot. It does cover shot stone, but it's off the center line.
Couldn't see that. I guess he got a piece of that one going by.
He did, yeah. The rock on the button. So Tyler Williams being asked to throw a very tight center guard.
It's better. Four.
Try and get it to here.
It's there by itself. We're going beyond.
Pull it in. Pop that out.
It's going to slip a little bit into the rings here, but pretty good control of the weight there.
What'd you get on that? Norm.
Schmidt's going to play a little hit and roll here and try and set something up for a shot or two down the road to try and get at that red rock.
What'd you get for a time?
So he's calling a lighter weight hit. Control weight.
Just didn't come up for him there. It looked like a pretty well thrown stone. Just hung out there a bit.
Sometimes those hits around the center line can be tricky.
Control.
So Yukon looking to hit to sit 2 again. Keep the pressure on BC.
Good shots.
I know all of these teams have been having a good time here in Kelowna. The Kelowna Curling Club is a beautiful facility, and they've really enjoyed themselves here.
This one looks to be a little outside here.
We're just sticking it into ours.
Might clip it onto the red. It could be a bit of a disaster there.
Take it back, Pat.
Yeah, Richard probably not going to enjoy that one. And we've got an open house.
Schmidt's going to take the opportunity and go right in there. Try and set up his deuce. Cote here.
Room. Lots of room. Sorry, Rich.
Norm has a nice classic curling delivery.
Lots of room.
Yeah, he comes out straight at the broom.
At the end here, Craig.
Makes a lot of shots.
Back of the house then. Now go ahead, Craig.
This one's coming a little late here.
Keep it going. Keep it going.
Ice looks
Hard,
like
hard,
it's not curling quite as much as it did yesterday.
Nice weight.
And that rock, very good weight, but just probably about quarter buried. Very accessible.
Back line.
What kind of weight is he playing here?
It looks like they're calling out for backline weight, which is usually just enough weight
Nice
to
weight.
remove the stone from the house.
A lot of the teams on the curling tour have gone to that softer weight for these types of shots.
Well, the brushing has gotten so much better than it used to be that they can really control the stone a lot better with the brooms. This looks like a very good curling stone.
Just enough weight to push it out the back. Very good, nice touch.
It's always great to throw what the skipper asks for.
So you say, Tyler. So you say.
I'll let you know when it happens every once in a while. Looks like a little bit more weight on this stone. It's really starting to curl early. They're going to have to work hard to get this by.
I think he's by. Great shot. A little bit of a flop in there. Just enough weight to get it out the back.
Good weight.
Back weight shot there.
Teams trading very good stones here.
Coming back with that same backline weight again. He knows what it does. Why not throw it again?
The classic run down the sheet from Pat here.
Same weight. Back line hack. 75.
Yukon throwing the red stones. You can probably see about half of the BC stone.
Looks like he's got her on course pretty good there.
Forward.
They think he's a little heavy.
Forward weight.
Rich, go ahead.
You might want to look at rolling this
Go ahead, Rich.
far away from that guard as possible once they get a piece of it here. Sweeping to try and get it to curl, and he didn't quite get there.
Yeah, he caught a piece of it, but unfortunately was not able to remove the stone. That yellow stone is now fully buried, and Ron's going to have a decision here of whether he wants to try and curl another one around there or go to the open side.
I think he's been around long enough. I think he's going to go to the open side here. You don't want to try and go around there and maybe sink a little too deep and set up a freeze for your opponent to get out of this end. He's got his deuce set up here pretty good, and he's just going to split the house here. Veteran call.
Split the house.
So if you are looking for scores from other games, we will do an update after this end, but you can always go to curling.ca/scoreboard for scores from all of the other games. So BC looking to score 2 this end here, going to split the house to sit 2.
They're on this one early. They think it's light.
Keep going. Getting better.
Darren and Craig really going hard on the scrub here. Where do they want this rock to stop here, Wiley?
They're trying to put it in the back of the rings here, just in the back of the 12-foot. And it looks like they're pretty close to that. Pretty good shot here.
Good weight.
Yukon can be forced to hit that and try and stick. Or maybe even roll a little bit, but
I thought it was light out of his hand.
it looks like Ron's going to have a draw for
Carried
2
it.
here.
Difficult to get shot stone,
Have to roll.
but a little too dangerous to try and go after shot stone here.
Little rubber arm.
Especially since it's totally buried.
My point exactly. Last stone of the end here for Yukon, trying to hit second shot stone.
Skipper Kozlowski looks like it's coming down there in good shape for the nose hit. A little bit of a roll here, a roll out, but really it didn't make that much of a difference whether he stuck that or rolled out.
No, Ron was going to have a draw
Same
for
draw?
two anyway.
Go the other way.
He is taking the other turn.
Interesting that he wouldn't take the same turn he just threw, but I think he wants to get a feel for the button here and put one on the button and know that he has it in his back pocket for the rest of the game.
He'll definitely think it's a good decision if he makes it.
Leads would always say that you should take the same turn, wouldn't they? The skip would always say draw the button.
Well, I absolutely. As a front end sweeper, I always wanted to throw the same turn, exactly the way he made the first one.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like the sweepers like it. They're
Some
on
of
it
us
early.
can't make the same shot twice in a row, though, Tyler. That's the problem.
That's why we're here. Looks pretty good here for BC.
Yeah, well played draw here. He's going to put that right on the lid, just with a little emphasis.
So that'll be 2 points for British Columbia in the second end.
It's a well-played end. Just one shot there. Kozlowski didn't quite come up enough for him. And looked halfway down that he might have a shot at that one, but he just hung on him and gave Schmidt the opportunity for his deuce, and he capitalized on it.
So in the third end here, BC continuing to go back on the offense, calling for a tight center guard. Up 2-1 without hammer. So for many of these teams, this is the first time they've worn the colors of their province. And this Travelers Curling Championship is a big deal for many of these curlers, all of these curlers. This is something that most of the teams qualified for last year, so they've had the beginning of this year to prepare. Some of the teams did qualify this year. But it would definitely be a thrill to wear the colors of your home province.
That's right, Tyler. I tuned in earlier to watch the online games, and I was quite impressed with the caliber of play. Also, they had world champion Pat Ryan calling the game there, and so we obviously have some big shoes to fill here as we.
Yeah, absolutely. And so, you're right. The caliber of curling here is very good. Many of these curlers are good enough to play competitively, but for whatever reason, they curl locally at their club. It could be a time commitment.
Line's good.
But many of these curlers are very capable of making all the shots that you would see on TV. If the weight comes off this, it's going to be a very good stone here from Darren Richard.
Perfect spot there. So for those watching at home, Tyler, how does one go about entering into this tournament?
Well, that's what makes it a little bit unique, is that every curler who's curling in a league in Canada can qualify for this event. It starts at every club will declare its own champion, and each club can decide how they want to declare the champion. And then most provinces will have a regional event that every club will send a representative to, and then a provincial championship. And the provincial champion winner will come to this event. The only people that aren't allowed to play in the event are people that play in playdowns or the previous provincial winner, except I believe for the territory provinces, they allow the previous winners to compete in the event again.
So if you win the province, you're not allowed to represent your province twice in a row.
Twice in a row. You can go back the next year, but the 2 years in a row you can't for the provinces. So if we look across the sheets here at the games, the men's game between Alberta and PEI, Alberta is up 2-0. We've got a ladies game.
So it looks like Yukon.
Let me see
What did you
here.
get me at on this last one?
Pretty good.
Yukon and Nova Scotia.
Nova Scotia's winning 3-0.
Nova Scotia up 3-0. On the men's game, Manitoba, Northern Ontario is tied up at 1. The ladies' game, PEI and Saskatchewan. Saskatchewan is up 1 without Hammer. Ladies, Newfoundland, Manitoba. Looks like it is 3-1 for Manitoba. Saskatchewan, none of it for the men. Saskatchewan is up 2-1. On the other feature game, New Brunswick versus Nunavut. New Brunswick has taken 3 in the first 2 ends to lead 6-0, but lots of rocks in play there for Nunavut to come back. Newfoundland, Northwest Territories on the men's side, no score through 2. On the ladies' game, Ontario, BC. Ontario leads BC 2-1. In men's curling, New Brunswick, Ontario. Ontario up 4-0. And way over on sheet 12, Northwest Territories versus Quebec on the women's side. Quebec is up 1-0. That's a lot of sheets to give announcements for there, Wiley.
Yeah, half the end here elapsed, and it looks like while we were chit-chatting away there that Schmidt's in a pretty good position here to try and steal another one, or maybe 2 here if he can get this one in behind.
BC with a lot of rocks around the center line there.
Kozlowski's going to try and rip some guards here and open it up, give himself a shot. Try and get his 1 here. Maybe more. There's still lots of rocks left.
Yeah, this is the first end that Yukon's had Hammer. They do have their corner guard up, but the center is a little clogged right now.
Yeah.
So second, Tyler Williams being asked to open things up.
He's got some good weight coming down on this one. Rocks will be moving when these hit. Just missed it by a little bit there.
Yeah, unfortunate to only get 1 rock moving.
Schmidt's going to go back and throw that long guard up again.
There's a quick spot here.
Try and protect that rock on the center.
I like the weight.
This rock looks like it's well out there, but it should curl hard at the end.
It's a pretty good spot for that rock. Blocks off a little bit of that rock in the 8-foot and takes care of the rock closer to the center line a little bit as well. And it's harder to run those long runs for the field, so I don't mind it that far up. Of course, those are the ones that can come back and bite you, right, Tyler?
That's right. So Yukon's going to try and take out the short center guard, run it back into one of the rocks in the house.
Get the front, that's okay too.
Throwing big weight again. Very close.
This one looks really close for the run back as well here. He might open it up and get the run back.
Very unlucky.
He might have been sweeping that one a little bit under. He might have had himself a pretty good shot.
Yeah. The curl is aggressive at this curling club. So BC sitting 2 on the button and top 8. Partially buried. They'll look to throw another guard on here.
You figured he missed this week.
We've seen a lot of interns this end. This is going to be the first out turn we've seen in a while.
That's where I come from, that's a dirty word.
Outturn.
That's right, yeah.
That's right, yes.
Yeah, keep it out there. Way over curling. Way over. Where's that line? Little bump if you can.
This one's going to over curl a little bit. Maybe give Yukon a little bit of light here to see if they can get in there and move those rocks around a little bit. Open something up.
Do you think there's a hole there to get through to the yellow stones?
I don't think they're even going to look at it. I think they're just going to try and run that red one right back on the pile, and maybe the red will stick and roll if they hit it just right. This is a key shot in this end right here. Pretty nice release on that rock there. Nice. It's hanging out a bit on him though.
Looking for this to curl hard at the end.
Just missed it.
But that will open up shot stone.
That sure ran straight. He must have popped it out a bit.
Just discussing where they want to put this rock. From where I stand, I would think about halfway would be perfect. Right on the center line.
I think that's what they called as well. Now, if the guard is placed properly here, what options is Yukon going to have?
I think they're still going to have a run back on the rock that Schmidt's going to put down there. That's pretty much all they're going to have here on their next shot. They're in a bit of trouble, as they say.
So Ron Schmidt with his first rock of the third end, looking to put a guard on his two stones in the house. Without hammer, looking to put some pressure on Yukon.
Sweeping it for trying to get a little extra curl here, hanging out a little bit. Might leave a bit of a hole here. Closed it up pretty good at the end there, I think.
Shot.
Pretty well placed there.
Looks like he's going to have to play the run back here. Try and kill them all.
Now, does he have a draw available to him?
If you're looking at the wide in-turn draw, I don't know if it's been curling quite a bit, but I don't know if it's going to curl enough to get down there and move that yellow rock at the back. You might be able to do it for second shot, but he's looking to get out of here with a blank end at this point.
We'll see some pace on this stone here.
Kozlowski firing here.
Trent and Richard on the broom. Very close.
Pretty close here. Oh, he just missed it. Just by a shade.
He ran straight again. Yeah. Yeah.
He's not going to have much here if Schmidt can put that guard back in the same place. It's going to be pretty tough to score one.
Yukon's had a number of very difficult shots this end. Ron looking for a repeat of his first stone.
A little bit more. A little deeper.
one's out there a little bit. Going to wait for it. Don't want to bounce on that front red. Or he might just bounce off into the perfect spot here. That works pretty good. He's going to play that. Looks like he's going to look at that intern you were talking about earlier here, Tyler.
He probably can't get shot stone out of this, but he could cut BC down to 1. It'd be an amazing shot if he got shot.
We could have got in the house. Easy.
You'd need an intern kind of like yours to make that happen.
Yeah, I might be able to make that from time to time, or it might fall off the sheet and hit the boards.
Really good. Yeah.
Nice smooth delivery there. I think it's maybe a little hot. Some of these sheets, they can run a little hotter on the outside wings than they can down the middle as the game progresses. Can surprise people here and there.
Yukon really needs this stone to
This
stop
one's skating
now.
pretty good here.
But it
Looks good. Looks like he cut him out of down to 1, which is the best he could hope for there.
Yeah.
Really good curling shot.
very good stone. So BC will steal 1 in the third end and go up 3-1. Yukon will retain hammer. So Yukon got into a little bit of trouble there that end, but they had some opportunities. There was
Good
rocks
end.
in play.
There was a kind of end where I think BC just didn't make any half shots. They made every shot exactly the way that they were called, and under the free guard zone rule, you're gonna score. You're gonna steal a lot of ends if you can make it. Go 8 for 8 in an end. So
Yeah, we do play the 4 rock free guard zone.
Yep, top 8. Whoa. Easy. That path is getting quick.
coming a little hot here. This one might skate through.
So one of the little anomalies of the Kelowna Curling Club is that as the game goes on, in the even ends, it does get a little bit quicker coming back to the glass than away from the boards. Teams, I've heard them talk about, they've picked that up a little bit. They gain a few feet of speed in the 4th, the 6th, and the 8th end.
I hadn't heard that, Tyler. I wouldn't be telling stories out of school here.
Well, I just sweep a little bit less on those ends for you there, Wiley, and the rock ends up in the same spot. Yukon with a corner guard.
I don't know how you could sweep any less, but if you want to try, that's up to you.
Okay, top 4.
So Schmidt's going to put this top 4. Is that
I think that was the call.
TBC?
That will allow Yukon to hit the stone, but up by 2 points. BC probably okay without a lot of rocks in play here.
This one looks like it's sliding deep as well here. Team BC might want to just sweep this one right through if they had the opportunity. You don't want to leave it hanging around there, come back and bite you later. But there it is back at the 12-foot, and that's a rock that Yukon can use to their advantage later in the end here.
Yeah, we'll see if that does come back into play. Yukon going to throw up another corner guard.
Hey, hold on. I thought I was. It's like it's downhill going that way.
So this is game on now. They got the corner guard, another corner guard coming.
Yeah, you
And
heard
they-
the comment there. It looks like it's downhill that way. They might find that.
way, yeah.
We'll have to get Jock Tyre in at the 4th end break, and you can present that theory to him and see what he has to say about it, Tyler.
Rocket Man.
Nice corner guard. Well set up in here for Yukon. And Team BC here is going to go hitting and try and take some rocks out of play here. Intern Peel.
got it.
Good peel there from Team BC. You can see the time clocks there in behind the sheet being manned by some very dedicated volunteers.
Gonna go back with that corner guard again.
I just gotta come out slower.
Too soon here to make any moves.
It's fast coming
Nice
this way.
patient play here by the Yukon, I'd say.
Yeah.
Hoping for a nose hit on next one if they can get this one in the right spot.
What do you got? We might be coming in, Pat.
This one looks like it might be a little bit heavy.
We're definitely coming in. We're T-line.
So you think it's downhill is what you're saying?
Well, I didn't say it was downhill. I just said it was a little bit faster. So that rock will slip just behind the tee line. Norm Coate being asked for control weight to remove that stone.
Norm. Hard, Norm. All the way. Hard, hard, hard. Hold it. Come on. Hold it.
Oh,
Hard, hard, hard.
Bernice.
Hard,
getting
hard,
a little
hard.
ahead of
You got
myself. Big sweep from Norm, though.
Nice sweep.
And BC sits 2. But
So-
with the 4-foot open, not much risk here for Yukon. They can use those stones.
He's contemplating here whether he's going to hit that or he's going to maybe freeze to it or bump it back. He's just going to play a little tap.
Nicely
He's going to
held.
play a hit and roll. Oh, he's just going to play a stone cold draw. And that's not a bad call. If you make it, you can still score your deuce that way. No problem.
Tyler Williams trying to draw behind the corner guard. Does not need to be shot stone this early in the end.
Just looks like it's coming in there nice.
Needs to stop.
Put the brakes on a little. Schmidt's going to work it here, see if he can pound that out. He's not a bad sweeper for a skip.
So that rock does slip back. I think it's third stone, but that's still in a good spot. It's protected. And it will cause some problems for BC. They're going to have to follow it down in there.
His was 14-1 to there.
So they're talking about 14-1. That's the time that the rock traveled between the hog lines, how many teams measure the speed of the ice.
Lots of room just to wait. Looks like it needs it though. Lots of room yet. Let's get it parallel. Go! Go! Even them up. Gotta go hard for weight. Gotta go hard for weight.
Trying to get this stone a little bit buried.
Nice shot.
And a pretty good result for BC to sit 3. Yukon is going to try to hit that stone that was just thrown and roll over into the center. If they throw it really well, they'll be able to miss their own back stone. This looks very, very close. They're on it now.
Just a bit of a jam there.
That just curled up on them at the end. They did get second stone out of it.
Schmidt with a chance here to lie 3 though.
Nose is good.
Hit it right on the nose, and it looks like Yukon's going to be forced to probably play a freeze on their next one if Team BC can make this.
So that stone curled more than they were expecting as well. It will stick around.
Just playing the sneaky little tap back here, trying to build a wall. Hope that Team BC will promote their rock onto the pile and hope it sticks around, and maybe you can score a deuce that way, Tyler.
So this is a little bit of a change in strategy there. Do you like this?
I like this shot. I like this shot maybe even a couple shots ago, but they're playing it now, and I think it certainly can. You can easily score a deuce this way. One little mistake from BC.
Whoa! It picked.
Put it here.
You never like to hear that word. It looks like this rock has picked something up. It is curled much farther than they're hoping it will. They're going to try and get this stone into the rings.
That's a tough break. It looked like it had the right weight, the right line right out of the hand.
Nice weight.
Not your fault.
So when the rock picks, there could be a little piece of debris or something on the ice, and the stone hits that. It could be a knee print or a soft spot.
So Team BC is going to try and make this red rock go away.
Did yours move here, or did it, were you inside? Did yours move here?
Good communication there by Team BC. Just a curl from a previous shot, committing it to memory so that feel a little bit more confident in the throw.
It feels really good when you can get in the hack and feel confident that you've put the broom down in the right spot.
I've been told that. I don't know if it happens too often when I play, but
Whoa!
Team BC representing the Comox Valley Curling Club.
nice throw by Schmidt. Nice little roll there. Now there is a little bit of it does help create a little pocket where he rolled. If you can just jiggle those around just a little bit.
A little bit of danger for the Yukon. BC does sit 4. Looks like they might be trying to hit those stones out and eliminate a few. Talking about throwing up weight.
If he hits this right, I guess he can leave his shooter in front of that yellow at the back of the 12-foot, and he might still even be able to get a jam out of BC on their last rock with any luck. But this call pretty much takes the deuce out of play for Team Yukon, and they're just hoping to come home with their 1 here. Spills that one off. I don't think he hung on there for 4th shot or 3rd shot.
I think BC still sits 3.
So this is just a question of where Team BC wants to put this rock, where it's going to create the most interference for Yukon's draw to the button here.
Looks like Ron wants this to go in top 4. If he can just cover a piece of his own rock, he can take away the hit and force Yukon into the draw against 4.
Yeah. So halfway in the 4. Top 8, halfway in the 4.
I'd have to say that Yukon's probably readying themselves to draw here no matter what, Tyler. They don't certainly want to risk hitting and rolling out or anything. So
Absolutely.
So Pat Pawlowski, he's already thinking draw in his mind, and it's just a matter of what turn he's going to throw, depending on where this one ends up from Schmidt.
I like it. Easy. Yep. Yep. Yep.
Darren and Craig trying to draw this rock into the house. Pretty good stone. Does sit 4. You're right. Yukon was already decided on the draw.
He gets down there in a hurry to throw, doesn't he?
Well, I think he knew what he wanted to do.
590, I'd say.
It's okay.
So last stone of the end from Pat.
This is a key shot, big pressure shot here. This is why the skips get paid the big bucks, so they say.
Needs to get a good piece of the forefoot. The red circle.
Not even clean.
Sweepers have not touched it yet.
This looks okay, though. They want to keep an eye on this one. It could grind down here pretty quick. He needs to put a break out here.
It's going to slip for 1, 2.
Looks like
Well,
3. 3 yellows.
I think at least 2. That rock just slipping a little bit too deep.
Good end. Good end. We're going to need caps here, I think. That's gone. They kicked them off.
Looking for confirmation, but
Either way, it's a big steal for BC here, whether they're up 5-1 or 6-1. Yukon's going to have to at least get a 2-ender the next end to keep this game moving forward.
One might say I was born to overcome challenges. 2 months premature, in and out of the hospital, and a heart condition. My parents call me their miracle baby. As with all survivors, I searched for my place in this world, and I found it here. This pebbled ice is where I battle now, and at only 12, I am already a 5-year veteran of this sport. I have my sights set on the Olympics. I will push hard to get there. The only size that matters in this sport is the size of your dreams. One might say I was born to overcome challenges. 2 months premature, in and out of the hospital, and a heart condition. My parents call me their miracle baby. As with all survivors, I searched for my place in this world, and I found it here. This pebbled ice is where I battle now, and at only 12, I am already a 5-year veteran of this sport. I have my sights set on the Olympics. I will push hard to get there. The only size that matters in this sport is the size of your dreams.
This ice is everything. It's where I come to feel close to her, to feel whole. This building helped raise me when my mother no longer could. When I step on the ice, she steps with me. My dad is my rock. We're a team now, like the four of us when we step on the ice. People say that this isn't a contact sport, but that's not true. It contacts you where you need it the most.
Welcome back to the Kelowna Curling Club, the Travelers Curling Club Championships. We'll have a look at the scores across the sheets here after 4 ends. Alberta leading PEI on the men's side, 2-1. Nova Scotia playing Northwest or Yukon. On the ladies' side, Nova Scotia leading 4-1. On the men's, Manitoba, Northern Ontario, a battle of two major curling provinces. Manitoba leads 3-1. Ladies, PEI, Saskatchewan. Saskatchewan up 6-0. In our feature game there, they are still adjusting the score. It was a 3-ender at the fourth end there, so BC leads Yukon 6-1. On the ladies' side, Newfoundland trails Manitoba 5-2. Looks like Saskatchewan versus Nunavut. Saskatchewan up 4-1. On the ladies' side, New Brunswick, Nunavut. New Brunswick with a little bit of a lead there, 11-0. On the men's side, Newfoundland versus Northwest Territories. And Newfoundland up 6-2. And Manitoba, or New Brunswick is trailing 7-2 over in Ontario, and on the final sheet 12, Northwest Territories, Quebec. Quebec is up 3-2 after fourth end. So we're back here to our feature game, BC versus Yukon, and Yukon's going to have a little bit of work to do here, Wiley. So what do you think we'll see out of Yukon?
Well, Yukon's got to get rocks in play. They're going to be throwing guard after guard after guard and hoping that BC can make a mistake. BC's been pretty sharp so far this game. I'd have to say that as a team, they're well over 90% so far. They really haven't missed much. They put the heat on Yukon over and over and over again, and Yukon's played pretty well. They just had a couple of bad breaks, had a few picks, and a couple of rocks that were close but no cigar. So they found themselves down 6-1.
Yeah, and as we saw in our games yesterday, there was a lot of adjustment after the fourth end break. Even in the first game yesterday, which BC won, they were up, I believe they were up 4-0 at the fourth end break, and came home tied up and won the game. So they'll try and employ a strategy that keeps things open.
And that's the beauty of the 4-rock rule, or even the 3-rock rule. You're going to get rocks in play, and you're going to have a chance to score more than 1 point. And it's pretty key here in the fifth end that they find a way to score a deuce.
So BC with 2 stones up in the top 12.
Team Yukon going right back with another corner here.
Again, BC enters this game at a 1-1 record. They do have the bye tomorrow morning. Yukon, this is their second game. They dropped a close one this morning, so they're looking to avoid 2 losses when they come back in this game.
This one looks like it might be slipping into the rings here just a hair, and it's a bit of an error there. It's going to make it hard to get a lot of rocks in play if you can't keep them out front. Right, Tyler?
It's an important job for the lead, I'm told.
And who tells you that?
I hear everyone telling me that. Craig Burns being asked to remove the Yukon stone.
He wants to roll out on this one. He doesn't want to stay there and give Team Yukon someone to work with. So he rolled away a little bit there. That's a pretty good shot.
But Yukon will have some stones to work with. They're going to try and go in behind their own.
And with ice that curls as much as this ice has been curling today and yesterday, Tyler, those rocks, those BC rocks at the front of the house,
For line!
they could come back to haunt BC as well, because they can be drawn around later in the end.
Yeah, any of those stones in play are going to be helpful to the Yukon here. The come-around attempt here did not turn out as they wanted it, but they do have now 2 corner guards up there. BC will try and remove those, but they'll be a little tricky to remove those stones because their own stones are in the way.
Yeah, it turned out to finish at a pretty good spot there. This has jam written all over it.
Craig Burns being asked for a big weight hit again. Let's see if he can get a good result out of this. He will take out one of the guards, but jams it on his own stone, leaving Yukon shot. And when a curler yells, "I'm shot," don't call 911.
Yukon trying to figure out the best way to maximize the miss by BC here.
I think they called to go wide around the yellow guard.
Yeah, they were close.
They were almost touching. Line's good. Line's good. No room. Close. Yep.
Trying to sweep hard now to get this by the guard.
I think we're rubbing. Yeah. What the hell? That's right. Tough double.
Wasn't happy the way that one took off on him at the end there.
Yeah, a lot of times in curling clubs, the rock won't go all the way out to the 12-foot. It can kind of climb a little bit of a wall there, but we haven't seen that here.
Normal.
Still not a bad opportunity here for the Yukon. They got lots of rocks in play. They got 2 rocks in the house.
I don't know if it picked or.
Yeah, it's important, even though they're down 6-1, they don't need to get them all back in this end.
This leaves Yukon, I think, with an opportunity to go right around that corner guard again.
Line's tight.
Richard being asked for an intern come around. Sweepers on it early.
Hard for
I
line.
think it's tight. They're going pretty hard on this one.
Hard for line.
They're holding it pretty good. He might be by. He's
Oh,
by.
he did get by. Great shot.
Yeah, keep going.
Great curling shot.
Nice sweep, boys. There you go. You good?
And that's why you put the corner guards up.
And that, although it's a bit of a long shot, it does potentially bring a 3-ender into play here for Team Yukon.
Absolutely. You know, any event like this requires a lot of volunteers to put on the event. And I know that the Kelowna Curling Club has amassed a large army of volunteers here. We'd like to bring in Gary Brucker, who is the chair of the 2016 Travelers Curling Club Championships, to say a few words.
Tyler, thanks very much. Awesome week so far. Good game going on here, too.
Yes, it is.
We have, I did count today, I thought we were about 96 volunteers for the week overall. I think we were actually well over 100 now. I think we're up in the 105 category. That's everything from drivers, to our hospitality people, to our opening ceremonies people, to people who have amassed local sponsorship for the week, to our drivers that are driving the teams and officials back and forth, to our officials, 36 volunteer officials here for the week, Tyler. And we had a group of school kids help us with the opening ceremonies yesterday. We had 28 grade 6 students carrying flags and signs. So yeah, they told me back in April when we first met that we'd need about 100 volunteers. I didn't think we'd need that many, but when it comes right down to it, certainly does.
Yeah, no curling club can be successful without a good base of volunteers there. These are curling clubs rely on those volunteers. Yukon with a nice draw in there, gets his rock half-berry, sitting 2.
I also want to take this opportunity just to mention some of our local sponsors, Tyler, that certainly help pay for an event like this. We have been able to rely on the generosity of a number of local businesses in our community, which of course relieves some of the pressure for some of the things that we wanted to do this week, and including decorating the club in a way that looks seasonal and makes people feel welcome in this place. We certainly have fans here from across the country that have come with their teams, and that's been an amazing thing.
Wiley, do you think that they can get to this stone here?
Yeah, Tyler, I think that it's pretty wide open. You see about 3/4 of it. And, Schmidt's probably not going to mess around playing too light. He'll probably play a control weight here, and if he rolls in behind that center guard of his, that one on the top of the 12 foot, it's not going to be a bad result here.
Yeah, I want to say a special thank you to Kelowna Ford Lincoln donating the vehicles for the week that the teams are traveling back and forth to and from the hotel. Sierra Marketing. Also Ambrosia Apples, major sponsor here at the Travelers this week. Troika Developments, Kelowna. Okapro Automotive, Tim Hortons supplying coffee for all the volunteers every day this week. And so yeah, without these local sponsors, it would be a lot tougher to host like we are.
So a very good hit from Team BC there. Sits shot stone. Yukon will try and roll back. If they could sit buried, they'd have a chance for a 3 here.
Well, he's setting up here. I also want to say thank you to you for coordinating all of the fine announcers for this week, all volunteers as well, Tyler.
What was that?
I said, I want to say thank you for arranging for all the announcers. Good job.
I meant about the volunteer part. I didn't realize that's how it was going here. But, everyone's, an event like this, we like to see good curling in curling clubs, and it's a fun time.
Doing something with his hand here. Oh, I need to. No. Sure.
Always a good idea to reset in the hack if you're not sure about things. Refocus and get ready to throw again here.
Very big shot here from Team Yukon.
Control.
Yep.
They're on it right away.
Whoa! Whoa!
He still might be able to come off that top one and roll onto the rings here with that kind of weight. He's got to get a spin here back on for him. Oh, a little bit unlucky that didn't spin back on. I thought it might.
Thought it might there.
Split the house.
So if Team BC can split the house here, that'll take the two-ender right out of play here, unfortunately, for the Yukon.
Well, he's coming down. I'll just take this opportunity to thank a couple more sponsors here, Tyler. Sierra Marketing, I already mentioned. Blue Tree Mortgages, Suncor Drywall, Coast Capri Systems, Epic Groundscapes, City of Kelowna with a major grant for this for the curling club for this championship. And then 4 local businesses downtown tonight, which will host our social evening. Be groups of 30 and 40 players and fans moving from downtown establishment to downtown establishment for appies and beverages and some social time tonight.
That sounds like a lot of fun. I didn't see my invite in the mail for that one.
I can give you one right now, Wiley. You're in. I'm supposed to bring a friend, so I'll bring you.
Can somebody call my wife and let her know for me, please?
No, you're on your own.
So as well, thank you very much, Gary. I know you've put in a lot of countless hours and effort into this event. It's running very smoothly.
My pleasure. It's easy when you got a good group of volunteers, a great committee, and yeah, we look forward to the rest of the week. Great curling, and the fans are certainly filling the place upstairs. We'd like to see more locals come out and support the event as well. I'll just mention the 4 establishments tonight. Fernando's.
I've never been there.
I know.
Yeah.
You should come.
Yeah.
You should check it out. We also have Sturgeon Hall.
I've never, ever been there. Ask my wife, she'll tell you.
It's a great place. And train station pub, as well as BNA tonight, for all walking distance from their hotel, so it'll be just a safe night of travel back around downtown to show off some of our local businesses.
Thank you very much, Gary.
Sounds like a good time there, Gary.
Enjoy the rest of this game, everyone, and the rest of the week. Thanks again, guys. Thanks.
Thank you, Gary.
So Pat with a very big shot here. He's got a shot for 2. He needs to make a double on the BC Stones. The rock is on its way.
Even a hit and roll here isn't a bad result.
And unfortunately, the rock overcurls.
It is a bad result. It was the last rock. I got distracted by Gary's discussion about all the fine establishments they're going to this evening, so I didn't pick up that was the last rock.
Well, it's that's perfectly understandable. So BC steals another point. They have been on a stealing rampage here. They now lead 7-1.
7-1, and I expect that they'll probably throw this one through the rings here. They don't want too many rocks around. They did kind of dodge a bullet there, so to speak, last end. Yukon could have come out of there with a couple of points.
Sorry?
Yeah, those rocks that they did put in the house came back to hurt them a little bit, and you're correct. You'll see this one, the lead's favorite rock here, the throw through.
Now, Tyler, as far as I know, you've never missed one of these, have you?
Well, just that once.
You might want to watch what the calls are.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, it's downhill. Yeah.
And so alternatively, you'll see Yukon try and put as many rocks in play as possible.
Just every driver has told us that.
It's been a pretty well curled game, but especially by Team BC. I can't really think of anything that they've missed. It's just shot after shot after shot. Really nice execution. If Team BC can sort of keep this up and bring this game home, they keep playing this way, they probably have a pretty good opportunity this week. Go far.
I agree. And Yukon, they've played fairly well. Just a couple of stones have overcurled on them.
And of course, those two darn picks that didn't help either.
So this stone slipping into the rings, again, sometimes in the 6th end, it can be a little quicker than you expect.
So you're trying to say that it's downhill? It's all downhill from here, is it?
Again, not implying downhill, but just a little quicker, which they might be the same thing. But that one hangs around as a corner, a very, very wide corner.
Well, the ice is generally seem to be pretty consistent. Lots of curl. Did I hear right that they may have touched a little bit of sandpaper on these rocks to get a little more swing?
Yeah, so they did sand the rocks. Our nice blue hone inserts here at the Kelowna Curling Club about 2 weeks ago. We did have our local men's bonspiel here on the weekend. And it curled considerably more at the bonspiel than it is now, so the rocks are running a little bit straighter, but still lots of curl.
How did you fare in that bonspiel, Tyler?
Well, we played some games,
That's always a good sign.
Yeah, and we enjoyed the curling club.
Excellent. I'm sure that they profited off of your efforts.
And in the end, just like, it is such a great sport of curling, we lost to a team that had a lot of experience on it, but very, very good curlers. Kelowna Curling Club is blessed with having a lot of banners on the wall, a lot of Brier winners, Brier participants, world champions, Olympic gold medalists.
You take it. You take it.
So who was it that took you down?
Well, we lost to who is commentating tomorrow morning, Rob Kofsky and Jerry Richard.
Oh, wow. Well, there's no shame in that, Tyler.
No, and they ended up winning the Spiel there. They had a very good Masters team here in BC. BC again trying the peel.
Just like machines, they are playing very, very well. They're not missing anything. They're not giving Yukon an inch here.
So the team from the Whitehorse Curling Club still trying to get some rocks in play here in the sixth end.
3. 5.
Looks like a bit of a barn burner on sheet 3 with Manitoba and Northern Ontario, which, by the way, Tyler, is actually not a province, as you said earlier. Tied 3-3.
Yeah, Northern Ontario has always enjoyed a special place in the game of curling. Ontario being such a large province, they get an extra representative there.
Yep. Yep. Right, all right. Hold on.
Another perfect peel by Team BC. It's got to be a little bit frustrating that Team BC doesn't seem to miss anything in this game so far.
Oh, they're going to change the strategy. Oh, no, they're going to throw another corner guard.
That's okay.
So tomorrow morning's games, there is another 2 games being broadcast at 10 a.m. Pacific tomorrow. On the men's side, you'll see 2 powerhouse provinces, Manitoba and Alberta. And on the ladies' side, Team Newfoundland and PEI. PEI, I believe, is the defending champion from last year on the ladies' side. Different team, but same province.
Okay, line's all right.
Playing a pretty tricky, tight come around here. Team BC's been playing that well that this is all they're really giving Yukon are these very difficult shots.
Very well executed stone there. It's about as good as you can get out of that.
They're on this one right away.
And a little bit of a miss from BC there, ticking the guard. Opens the door for Yukon. And we do appreciate everyone who tunes in and watches these games at the Travelers Club Curling Championships.
Whatever you want. You like the guard?
They're talking about whether they should split the house or throw the guard here. What do you like, Wiley?
Well, there's only 3 ends to play, including this one. They're hoping if they threw a guard that they could find a way to get a 3-ender if they kind of got a little offset. I think they're better off to just try and get some momentum and get a 2 here and hope for some misses on out of Team BC. He's going to go with the guard, and it's not a bad call. Because if BC ever just nosed it just off nose and didn't catch the back one going by, you can go around it again, and you have a pretty good chance of getting your 3-ender. Down 7-1, I guess, why not?
Yeah, I guess Yukon trying to take advantage of that BC miss. This stone...
it's a little on the downhill side, as you might say.
looks like it's coming into the rings.
So lined up pretty good for a double here for Team BC attempt.
Yukon sits 2 now, but Ron Schmidt will try and remove those stones.
We were at that point.
Nose should be good.
On the open side and tried for our nose.
Just looking to hit it right on the nose, as he said. Remove both stones and live shot rock himself.
I know Team BC has their families all arriving tomorrow. So hopefully they're all listening now. It must be special to wear your province's colors in your home province.
I did hear that somewhere, that it's quite special.
I think I'd be happy to wear them anywhere.
Just maybe you can borrow someone's shirt and wear them out with Gary and the crew tonight.
Maybe, yeah. So big weight hit for Team BC. This rock needs to curl.
Hanging out there a little bit. I think he's got a piece of the top one for sure. Just by the back one there.
Just misses the double.
Yeah, you stuck it. Nice shot.
BC stone will roll through the back of the rings.
Sorry. Oh, yeah.
I suspect you won't see a guard with this stone.
Going this way? Seed line. Or behind E, I guess, a little bit. Not much. $90. 85.
Talking about the speed, looks like it hasn't changed much since the beginning of the game.
92.
Pretty soft.
So there's a 92, Tyler.
That is...
in lead speak, what does that mean?
That's likely 2.92 seconds between the tee line and the hog line. Just a different way that the team will measure speed to be able to communicate how hard they should throw the stone.
So
every team does it a little bit differently, but it looks like they did it pretty effectively.
down by
That's
6.
a perfect shot.
I sent him to you.
Then we got to play another end.
It's good to see some teams from our northern lands here. Team Nunavut. Both teams lost, but they had a good showing there. Got on the scoreboard anyway.
You know, there's not a lot of curling clubs up north, but they will represent their province as well.
Yeah.
Hit looks good from Team BC. They'll try and get shot stone. They will roll in. This will leave a nose hit for Yukon to score 2 and cut into the BC lead.
And then it's steal 2, steal 2.
Looks like we do have a couple of finals out here. Team Saskatchewan has defeated Nunavut. And New Brunswick has defeated Nunavut.
We'll try. So we can stand here and enjoy the moment?
Pat, just talking about how good he looks on camera there. I agree with him. Team looks pretty sharp in those jackets.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
A little bit of a positive release on this one, hoping it's going to make a little bit of a move here.
Needs to curl up to stick
curl
around.
up, and roll out only one.
But Yukon will score one. So 1 red. Score now 7-2 for British Columbia. Yukon talking things over.
It's always a tough decision here, whether you shake on it and come upstairs and talk it over a beverage or continue on the game.
Kept it clean.
Well, as a lead that sweeps, I don't usually talk about it for very long. They are going to play another end here. They did score. See if they can get some rocks in play again. They have had opportunities.
You know, Tyler, even if they can't, scrap their way back and win the game, put some shots together. It's still early in the event. Maybe get a better feel for the ice under game conditions. It's a good decision to keep playing.
I agree. This is only their second game, so they'll get a few more rocks out here, read the ice a little bit more.
Just build a little, just generally build a little bit of momentum and maybe carry forward for the next game.
Get over, curl.
Get it over. Are you over?
And there's a hog rock.
So tied.
Well, that's a little bit of a disappointing way to
Build momentum.
but they've got a few more here. Tomorrow morning, Yukon plays Northwest Territories, a northern battle.
Is that the 10 o'clock draw?
That is the 10 o'clock draw. Tomorrow and Thursday, there's draws at 10 and 3.
BC throwing it through again.
So if we go across the sheets here, Alberta, on the ladies' draws, we'll do the ladies' draws first here. Alberta PEI, Alberta up men's draws here first. Alberta PEI, Alberta up 4-1. Manitoba, Northern Ontario is still tied at 3. Saskatchewan took the win over Nunavut, 6-1. Newfoundland tied up with the Northwest Territories after the 5th end. And New Brunswick was not able to come back against Ontario. Ontario won that game 7-1. On the ladies' games, Nova Scotia versus the Yukon. Nova Scotia up 6-2 in that game right now.
Room.
BC, sorry to interrupt you, Tyler. Yeah. BC playing the tick shot here and just missed it by a little bit there. Looked like it was close there.
Yeah, so can you explain the tick shot there, Wiley? Why wouldn't we just hit that stone?
Well, Tyler, as a lead, I think you're probably better equipped to make that, to tell people about that shot since you once made 4 in a row.
Well, it is my career highlight. I have pictures of those shots on my wall at home. But you cannot remove those first 4 stones of the end until the 5th stone of the end. If I can butcher the explanation of that anymore. Any stones out in front of the house, between the house and the hog line, cannot be removed until the 5th stone of the end.
Gotta go!
In other scores, PEI Saskatchewan up 6-2 on these are all ladies games.
Sorry, Paul.
Newfoundland, Manitoba. Manitoba up 5-3. New Brunswick came out on top over the Northwest over Nunavut. Way over on sheet 10, Ontario, BC. Looks like Ontario is up 6-2. And on sheet 12, Northwest Territories versus Quebec. Quebec is up 5-3. All of those scores available at curling.ca/scoreboard.
Back to the feature game here, Tyler. Looks like we got a little bit of an opportunity for Team Yukon to bury a rock around around those guards in front of the 4-foot.
2 center guards for the Yukon. One of each color.
This might be a third one here.
That's the pro way to miss the stone.
He's asking for a little bit more weight, I think, than on the last one.
Craig Burns throwing peel weight. We'll try and get a couple of these guards off.
He's got stuck it right there, but
a little unlucky. On top of the many volunteers here helping to put on the event, we also like to thank Curling Canada, the ice staff of the Kelowna Curling Club, and most importantly, the bar staff of the Kelowna Curling Club.
Last 405, so
all of these curlers are here for a competitive week of curling, but they one of the unique things about curling is that we shake hands at the beginning of the game, we shake hands at the end of the game, and quite often teams will sit together after the game in camaraderie of curling.
Line's good. Yep. Gotta go.
Gotta go.
You're not there. Try and get
well, looks like Team Yukon building a bit of a wall up front here.
Tightening up, guys.
Yeah, we've been throwing 403.
So they could be finding that the ice is a little bit heavier here in the 7th end. Pebble could be breaking down a little bit. Maybe a little bit uphill.
Well, you know, it's those synthetic brooms, and they can, be a ice maker's worst nightmare, wearing down the ice. There's a lot of torque on those brooms, and sometimes the ice doesn't hold up for the whole 8 or 10 ends, depending on how many you're playing. There's a nice double there. Oh, stuck again.
And we do play 8 ends here at the Travelers Curling Club Championships.
Turn you on.
See a 90, probably.
Yukon with another opportunity to get one in there. If you can get one in there on the top of the 4 and then maybe get a bit of a miss, you know, it's still set up that you could conceivably steal 2 here and make this a game coming home.
Sweepers liking the weight a little bit more on this one.
Back line.
Well, it looks like it's coming down.
You need a rub, maybe.
There's no rub.
Well, that's back 8.
But look at the curl there. You can see it come out the other side.
That was 63 by itself.
Still gives Team BC a decision to make here, and they're going to make the right decision and run both those guards.
With last stone, BC will want to leave the 4-foot open.
You notice that that Norm throws a really positive rotation on his rock. And on ice it curls this much. I think that's a real benefit for a team to have guys that can really spin the rock and keep them straight on those types of peels.
Absolutely.
Very reminiscent of what some of the top teams in curling are doing.
Is that a soft handle or something? Sorry? But it's straightened up in general. It's a little confusing.
So some question about where to put the broom here, but they're going to try and go around that tight center guard again.
You don't have to bury the whole thing. You just have to get half of it around there and make a Team BC make a decision on whether they play the run back or try to pick it out.
So I'm taking a little bit more ice, but not much.
Maybe we should go to that pierogi place down there.
So it is tightening up, Pat.
Okay. So 85.
85, even 80.
So it's come down from 92 to
All right, go back
85.
the train station again.
So a little bit slower. They are finding the ice tightening up a little bit. We do have 3 finals out there, so some of the teams have come off the ice. With there being 12 sheets, as teams come off the ice, it can really make a difference in the temperature out there, which will affect the speed and the curl.
If this has the weight, this looks like pretty good line coming down here.
Wait, boys.
They're really scrubbing this to get it in. They will get it to the house. They would have liked this top 4, but a pretty good spot. It's in the play.
96.
Definitely a usable rock. I think where they left it, it's going to make Schmidt have to hit that back one. Try and roll in behind. Even rolling away isn't the end of the world if you roll out on this one.
These are the shots you want to take a little bit of extra time. It seems like a relatively easy shot, but you want to make sure the team knows what you want to do with this stone after it makes contact.
So you're saying that communication is an important part of curling?
I am.
Duly noted, Tyler. Duly noted.
So quite a bit of ice here. I'm not sure if that meant he was looking to roll away or whether he's throwing softer weight.
I don't think he's throwing very much weight on this one. I think he's going to play it quiet. He's looking to roll in behind the guard here. You got to be careful that he doesn't roll to a spot that sets up a nice freeze opportunity for the Yukon.
Yeah, sounds good.
Looks like control weight.
Haven't been too many hits down this spot.
No, anything they've thrown has been considerably more weight.
Whoa.
That's
This
like
will
he
need
might-
to curl.
It looks like he might have that out there a little bit. It's coming up now. He might get a piece of it. Yeah, he's got enough. He's going to roll out. Hit roll out.
Okay.
Mission accomplished.
Okay. Well, I like your idea.
So if Yukon can
Sorry,
get a
I think I'd
rock
like to go this way.
buried here, it'll make some decision time for BC.
Yeah, if you're Yukon, you got to feel pretty good about it. You're probably going to make Team BC throw against 2, and that's your goal coming into an end like this, and hope for a little bit of luck.
Yeah, so this is the first in-turn draw we've seen this end. Everything else has come down the out-turn side. They did find that the ice was tightening a little bit that way. Let's see if they can navigate the weight on this stone.
Should be pretty fresh ice out here, so they got to be careful that they don't throw the weight that they threw on their last one on that out turn down there.
85 even.
Mine's okay. It's a little tight.
Yeah, sweep. Go, Rich.
Sweepers like it early.
It might be all over the guard here. He had the weight there. He just would have been a perfect shot if
Yeah.
he just had a little bit more line there.
Let's try that.
Fresh piece of ice. So we'll see a draw from Team BC. They need to get full 12 for the single point.
Might be starting to fudge just a bit. A little bit, eh? Yeah. That was 14 and a half I got on him right there.
Shaking after his draw.
Would have been top 4 or top 12. So
Yeah,
just
it
a little
would've
more.
been in- well, it wasn't team lightweight.
No, that's for sure.
Ron Schmidt, skip of Team British Columbia from the Comox Valley Curling Club. drawing for one.
I think we should
Craig Burns and Darren Richard on the sweep here. Giving it a good scrub.
They're going on it. Looks like he's right there.
Good luck, guys.
That should be the handshakes.
Very good, Stone. So one more point for British Columbia. They will take the win 8-2.
Good game. Good luck.
The crowd goes wild.
Good luck.
Thank you. Good luck. Leave the rocks here, I guess.
Very well played game from Team BC.
Leave the rocks here.
Take him down.
Very good. It's hard. You can count. I think I saw one miss. In all the game, and if you can play like that all week, you're definitely going to have an opportunity to move towards the playoffs.
So we'll pan out here to the
Hello to everybody
have a
back
look at a
home.
few more scores from the
Kim, Gracie, Kaden,
Kelowna Curling Club.
Callie,
You're looking at sheets 1 through 10.
Mom and Dad. You look tired.
Thank you very much for watching.
You're getting too
Draw
many
3
points
of
off
the
the ice.
2016 Travelers Curling Club Championships. Thank you.
How's your foot?
One might say I was born to overcome challenges. 2 months premature, in and out of the hospital, and a heart condition. My parents call me their miracle baby. As with all survivors, I searched for my place in this world, and I found it here. This pebbled ice is where I battle now, and at only 12, I am already a 5-year veteran of this sport. I have my sights set on the Olympics. I will push hard to get there. The only size that matters in this sport is the size of your dreams.
This ice is everything. It's where I come to feel close to her, to feel whole. This building helped raise me when my mother no longer could. When I step on the ice, she steps with me. My dad is my rock. We're a team now, like the 4 of us when we step on the ice. People say that this isn't a contact sport, but that's not true. It contacts you where you need it the most.